Oftentimes there have been attempts to sanitize the federal civil service in terms of, introducing biometrics and all the likes. And sometimes we get protests. Isn't it in the interest of the real civil servants whose jobs are always at stake? I mean, we've heard of job cuts. The federal government should reduce overhead. The too many civil servants on its payroll. Isn't it in the interest of the real civil servants, those who are genuine, who come to work every day, who do what they ought to do? Isn't it in their interest that they should protest and say, this biometrics thing is the way to go?
Well, let me tell you, one thing is that if you are a civil servant and you get to protest, let me assure you, you will not live long in that system. They will cut you out.
Is it against the civil service rule?
No, it's not against civil service rule. The people who are there, who are lording it over them, will just not allow you to operate.
Don't they have a union?
What unions are? Well, unions, once they see that you are active, they throw you to Siberia. So where you will not have, you cannot operate. The system, look, let me tell you, my dear sister, it's disheartening. Some agencies right now, you will have a mother where you have a cousin, a nephew, a son, a daughter, working, all loaded in the agencies. They are posted to various departments. If you have cause to complain against the person who brought them in, they go home and meet the person, and the following morning, you begin to see queries flying from nowhere. They'll destabilize you. So you dare not protest. All the unions are not ready. They are of no effect.
So, Moimi, this is something that they really have to look into, because you're not the first saying this. Sometimes people hear stories like this in harsh tones, and sometimes we've also seen people say, well, how much they've been victimized in places of their in workplaces. And the example you just painted using Yakubu, who was in the convicted Yakubu, who stole pensioners' money, an assistant director, and with that huge amount of money in his care, it means that a whole lot that are yet to be uncovered is happening on a daily basis. What would you say we do in all of this? First, we had what was this? They had a policy or an agency or a unit that people complained to in such places then. Servicom, yes, I was trying to remember Servicom.
I have told you, see, Servicom, in my former place of work, you find that the people who are loyal to them are the people they install to be head of Servicom.
So complaints are,
when you make the complaints,
kept under the carpet.
Yes, the people who, for instance, if you are loyal to director of administration A, they see you as one, okay, you be the head of Servicom. By the time I keep coming to complain and all the rest, before as soon as I write my petition, they take it to madam at home and say, look, Gabriel has started again. You know what I'm saying now? So, the Servicom, the system, they have, I don't know how to describe what is happening in the federal service. It is terrible.
Is it a good idea then? Because if we have 320 or about that MDAs that are not yet touched,
yes,
should the government have waited until they completed the entire MDAs before you come up with this figure? Because from what you suggested, it comes across as though there's some sort of capability to go forward and properly perfect the act such that when they come to comb through those 320 MDAs, you'll both be looking, but you can't see.
Well, that is what I told myself. Why don't you wait and complete the entire process before rushing to the Federal Executive Council? See, some of the things that people do, you see, before you get back now, they would have covered up. You are not going to find anything anymore. As I speak with you, there are 7 directors in ministries, agencies that are richer than state governors.
What?
7 sitting directors.
State governors.
State governors with the kind of allocations that they get. There are directors that are richer than them in terms of properties and all the rest.
Wow.
So the leakages is embarrassing.
So what has ICPC been doing all this while then?
What's ICPC doing? That is it not what you complain? ICPC don't even have the manpower to effectively monitor the ministries and agencies. It's only a few occasions when you go and report, or when there is disagreement among the directors. Then somebody go and report. Then it's okay. ICPC is working. What are they doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
And they managed to escape being sent to Siberia.
Oh,
They
well.
sit put
Oh,
where
if
they
you
are.
complain, you are sent to Siberia immediately.
Wow.
What about the permanent secretaries? I mean, one would think that there will be quite a number of them who will stand out, in certain ministries and agencies, that this ghost worker issue mustn't be found in my own agency or ministry.
If a permanent secretary gets to the position of a permanent secretary out of favoritism, nepotism, and all the rest, where would he have the God? What moral stand does he have to challenge what is happening in the system? No. So the truth is that the time of public service has gone, except we now begin to put in these structures. What I think is that what President Jonathan's administration is doing with this new structure, and especially with this treasury signal account, that's a very good one, whereby at the Auditor General's office, you are able to monitor the amount each ministry or agency has in its account. Because usually, when this thing was not being done, they just wait at the end of the year, then they share this money among themselves.
And when you remember that MENA is in the civil service.
Yes. So that's what they do.
Do they have immunity, for instance?
What is the immunity? They know how
because-
to cut corners.
Because
What
people
is it?
would like to know this. If we get into here some civil servants or people in civil service who are untouchable, people would really love to know if they have some kind of
No,
immunity. We don't know.
The truth is that there are people who have the money to bribe anybody. So, once they know that you are up against them, they will bribe, of course, cut you short, and decide to deal with you. What they do is that once they know that you don't go with them, once you begin to approach the positions where from assistant director to deputy director, where you can now sit in management meeting with them, man, my God, they cut you out. They will frustrate you out of the system.
Is it actually possible to? Because I mean, I'm looking at another tweet. I think he says it's corruption talk. That you're absolutely correct. That the director whom he served under during his youth service in MNDA is richer than GEG. Is it actually possible to actually reform the civil service?
It is possible. The truth is that with this system, let us see that we see these systems through. Well, this a new initiative that is being introduced right now. See them through and ensure that they are implemented. You see many of these directors that will go to jail.
Do you think it's deliberate? Why would 45,000 and more be illegally in the civil service, and we're just talking about them now, even though people had talked about them before?
What? How is it? This is just a minute fraction. If we go deeper and do a thorough job, we'll be talking of the region of about 2-3 million.
Wow.
So the truth is that, yes, I don't see why they were in a hurry to reveal this. They would have completed the entire system.